What is up, everybody? Hoang Zero here, and today I'm here to bring you an Alliance deck profile for the EX4 format. This is one of the decks that I know a lot of people have requested, and of course you're looking on screen at the most brilliant thumbnail art thanks to Lumchop, my amazing artist. You can support Lumchop on his Squarespace. The link is going to be in the description down below, and we're also looking into merchandising some of the clothing that I know Taste of Victory with his Threads Victory has also done, and so we might pursue something similar as per his recommendation. And so if that is the case, if there are some thumbnails that you really liked and you want to see that on some clothing, then be sure to let us know in the comment section down below. But without further ado, let's get started. Now, getting into the deck profile itself, the Digi-Egg that we are going to go ahead and use is Kokomon. Kokomon is your turn once per turn. When an effect suspends one of your Digimon, draw one. And this is a very versatile effect. There's a ton of different ways that you can proc this via your Alliance, via Hidden Potential Discovered. And when you use this in generic green list, anything like Ayatarmon or Sunflowmon will also be able to proc this, so it's just one of your easiest ways to gain additional draw power in green. Unlike its counterpart Gummymon from EX2, Gummymon requires you to suspend an opponent's Digimon, which means that your opponent doesn't have anything on board to tap out. It can be a little bit awkward, and so Kokomon allows you to be much more self-sufficient in that regards. Following up, we do have Terriermon. Terriermon is on play. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 2-color green card and 1 Tamer card with Henry in its name to your hand. Bot deck the rest. And your turn, ESS or an extra source skill. When you suspend a Digimon for an Alliance skill, you may Digivolve this Digimon into a 2-color green Digimon in your hand, paying its cost. If you do, through this effect, reduce its cost by 2. So Terriermon is a fantastic tutor. It grabs almost every single card in this deck outside of your level 3s. It grabs all your 4s, it grabs all your 5s, it grabs all your 6s, and it grabs your primary Tamer, being the Henry and Susie Hoang. And with its ability to evolve mid-combat for much cheaper, you can go from Terriermon into Black Rapidmon into Antilamon, and you can make a lot of really explosive plays that allow you to just speed up really how much damage you're putting onto the board and just how fast you're ramping into those level 6s. You can go into your level 5s for 1 cost because you can evo for 3 with the Black Text Box, or you can go into your level 6s for 2, or 1 rather, actually. So in both cases, really strong stuff. Following up, we do have Terriermon Assistant. Its main effect is this Digimon is also treated as Terriermon, and your turn, when an effect suspends its Digimon, one of your Digimon, it doesn't have to be a specific one, it's just one of your Digimon, gains plus 4,000 DP for the rest of the turn, and then its ESS is the same as regular Terriermon, so you can evolve mid-combat if you use the Alliance keyword, and then also reduce the cost by 2. This Terriermon is really important because it does give you that additional 4,000 DP, allowing you to break over very specific thresholds. If you have the Terriermon Assistant and you tap that out for the Alliance, it's a plus 5,000 DP overall. So when you're swinging with Terriermon evolved into one of your level 5s, it's 8,000 DP, and then you gain the plus 5,000. That does put you at 13k, and being on 13k does mean you swing over almost every single level 6 in the card game. So that puts you at a really safe threshold, and you're swinging for 2 checks, so you're turning on your Aggro engine really early on. So Terriermon Assistant is probably one of your best targets to target for the Alliance mechanic. And then we do have 4 Lotmon. Lotmon is very similar to Terriermon. It's on play, check top 4, add 1 2-color green card and 1 Tamer with Susie in its name instead of the Henry. So it's the counterpart, it'll still grab your main Tamer. And then the heritable source skill is the same as Terriermon and Terriermon Assistant. So again, it's just additional searching power for your deck. You have ways to play that card for free in your deck as well, so you can get free searches. It's just really great consistency boosting, and when you consistency boost in this deck, you are playing into your Alliance keyword as well, so really handy stuff there. Moving forward, we do have our level 4s. The first level 4 we are going to talk about is going to be the Black Gargomon. Black Gargomon is a 3 cost over green or black, but if you evolve over Lop or Terrier, it only costs 2. It has the Alliance keyword, and for those of you that don't know, Alliance is when you attack by suspending one of your other Digimon, you can add the suspended Digimon's DP and gain plus 1 security attack for the turn, or for the attack rather. And Black Gargomon's inheritable source skill is your turn, once per turn, when an effect suspends a Digimon in play, this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP. So when you're using that inheritable source skill in conjunction with Alliance, it'll allow you to break past a lot of DP threshold limits. So swinging into your opponent's security gets safer and safer, which is really strong given the fact that you're swinging for 2 at a time. Next, we do play the 3 Wendigomon. Wendigomon is just like Black Gargomon as far as its cost and its alliance ability goes, but Wendigomon's inheritable source skill is its end of attack, and once per turn, if you have another suspended Digimon in play, return 1 green Digimon card from your trash to your hand. So very versatile, allows you to grab a lot of recursion further into the game, so you have more fuel for your Suzy and Henry Tamer, as well as just looking for Mimi fodder, etc. The thing about Wendigomon is that it is end of attack, so you will need to survive the 2 checks in order for you to actually get off its ability. And then finally, we do have the 4 Turimon. This is probably your best level 4 in the deck. Same evolution cost, same alliance, but its inheritable source skill is end of attack. If you have another suspended Digimon in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP. Why that's so significant is because of Black Gargomon, the plus 2000, if you're swinging over level 6s on average already, because at 13k, and that's with the Terriermon Assistant, then you're already in a pretty good position. Without Terriermon Assistant, you plus 1000 DP, you swing for 8, plus 1, you swing for 9, and then with the Black Gargomon, you're swinging for 10,000, or you're swinging for 11,000 rather. At 11,000, you are trading or losing to majority of level 6s in the game, so it's still not a very significant threshold for you to push over. So with that being in mind, Terriermon actually brings a lot more to the table because the minus 2000 DP, when combined with other cards like Cherubimon Virtue, or just sniping smaller bodies, you can rack up a lot of board removal. So yeah, as far as the level 4 ratios go, I think the only one that's mandatory 4 of is going to be that Terriermon. Other than that, you can kind of mess around with it a little bit. Now we do have the 4 Black Rapidmon. Black Rapidmon is 3 cost over a 2 color Digimon containing Gargomon. And then Alliance, it's end of attack, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and your turn, once per turn, when an effect suspends a Digimon in play, this Digimon gains piercing for the turn. So a couple of things. So number 1, with its ability, it's 3 cost over a level 4 2 color green Digimon if a name contains Gargomon. So do keep that in mind. So you can either go over the Wendigo or Terriermon, or you can go over a Digimon with Gargo. So it reads a little weird, and I understand that, but yes, you can evolve for 3 over all of your level 4s, and if you do run a regular Gargomon, you can evolve over that as well. And then it's end of attack de-digivolve. How that ties in is, so with Terriermon, for example, you swing Terriermon, you use the Alliance keyword, will have very much DP, plus 1 security attack, evolve mid-combat into Black Rapidmon. And then Black Rapidmon's end of attack is going to de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and then Terriermon's minus DP is going to kick in, because that's also end of attack, and because that's now under the Black Rapidmon that will trigger. And so, into certain matchups, being able to reduce their DP, and then with the Digivolve, that will be enough to actually remove their body. The inheritable source skill for piercing, it comes up very rarely, but primarily you are playing this card for the Digivolve 1. And then the other level 5 that you do play, Antilamon. Antilamon is 3 cost over level 4 2 color green Digimon. So again, all of your Alliance Digimon. It does have the Alliance keyword, and its end of attack is if you have 3 or fewer security Digimon, recover 1. So really great way to stabilize when you're trading aggro for aggro. And then its inheritable source skill is end of attack, once per turn. If you have another suspended Digimon in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn. So with Terriermon and Antilamon, that is minus 4000 DP, and with Cherubimon Virtue, which we'll get to shortly, that is a lot of DP that you will be reducing, making it so that you can remove quite a bit off the board. And then, so with all that being said, Antilamon, the healing plus the DP minus, that is one way to remove bodies, and Black Rapidmon plus DP minus is another great way, and they all work fantastically with the Cherubimon Virtue. Going into our level 6s, we do have Cherubimon Vice. Cherubimon Vice is a 4 cost over purple or green, but digivolves for 3 over a level 5 2 color green Digimon. It has Alliance, just like all the other cards, and when digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon and one of your other level 5 Digimon or lower gain on deletion. Play this card from your trash without paying its memory cost. So Cherubimon is really interesting in the sense that if you were to go into the Cherubimon, and then let's say you hit a Gaia Force and Security, you can immediately resurrect the Cherubimon that was just deleted. The Henry and Suzy Tamer, spoiler alert, it plays out a free body for you to use the Alliance mechanic with, but that Digimon does die at the end of the turn, so if you go for the Cherubimon Vice, you will be able to automatically resurrect what gets deleted because of the card effect. Not only that, but it has really strong synergy with Ruin mode, which we'll get to in a bit. But Cherubimon Vice is, if you're not going for board removal, it's probably your best. It gives you a lot of like stickiness, because if you swing the Cherubimon Vice, and of course it does 2 checks, and your opponent tries to remove it, it will come back. So it'll go ahead and revive itself, unless you go ahead and bounce it or bot deck it. And if it comes back, then you have to remove it twice over, which can be problematic for certain decks. So yeah, Cherubimon Vice is pretty good. And do note that when Digivolving effect is until the end of your opponent's turn, it does linger, so if you evolve over it into, say, that Ruin mode, you will be able to float again. And then Cherubimon Virtue. I know this is one we've talked about quite a bit in this video. Just like Cherubimon Vice, it's 4 costs over, and it could be 3 over level 5's 2 color green. It has the Alliance. When it Digivolving and when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP for each suspended Digimon you have in play. So Cherubimon Virtue, so it is minus 6,000 on average, because it's for itself, as well as the Digimon you tap for the Alliance, so it's minus 6. And then with Turimon plus Antilamon, you're hitting for minus 10,000 DP, which is pretty significant, because that puts majority of level 6s into an almost killable threshold, and then you evolve into a Ruin mode that will get the job done. If you evolve into Cherubimon Virtue and you haven't swung yet, you can also repeat that effect. If you go Black Rapidmon Digivolve and then hard evolve into the Cherubimon Virtue, that will also remove a lot of threats, because most level 5s are at that 8,000 or lower threshold. So yeah, a ton of really great stuff. Strong synergy really going on there. Now, we do play the 2 Ruin mode. Ruin mode is the newest secret rare coming from EX4. This card is absolutely huge, really almost meta-defining in a sense, because a lot of decks will have to play around this. Ruin mode evolves for 5 over purple or yellow, which luckily, in this case, happens to be both colors for Cherubimon Virtue and Vice, purple and yellow respectively. It's when Digivolving, and on deletion, all of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. End of attack, delete this Digimon, delete one of your opponent's Digimon, and recover 1. Then if you have a Tamer in play, hatch a Digi-Egg in an empty space. So minus 5,000 DP is lingering until the end of your opponent's turn. So any thing that they have go, if they pull out of Raising, anything with 5,000 or less DP will immediately be smote. So this is really strong against decks that want to promote and like try to play off of that. So like for example, Warp Impmon or Agumon into Agumon X, that sort of play. Even a lot of level 4s, or if they try to like hard slam a body, Ruin mode will immediately delete it. If you are able to Digivolve and then pop the Ruin mode all in the same turn, it's minus 10,000 DP, which kills almost every single level 5, if not every single level 5 in the game. So yeah, Ruin mode is absolutely strong. End of attack, not only do you delete this Digimon, so it procs its own on deletion, but delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Doesn't specify a level or DP or anything like that, it's just straight up delete. And then heal 1, so again, playing into that recovery, into that aggro playstyle, where you're trading blow for blow, and then you're going to go ahead and heal 1. And then you can also hatch a new egg, so you can prep for the new Alliance on the following turn. If you manage to board wipe your opponent efficiently, then they're not going to be able to respond properly to your Alliance. So Ruin mode is really strong in this deck. It's just a really strong card in general. I feel like if your deck can play Ruin mode, you should try and fit it in. Decks like Beelzemon are another case where Ruin mode really thrives. Now we do play 3 Kalumon. Kalumon is a card I love personally. I think it's very unique. It's a 3-cost hard slam, but when you would play this Digimon from your hand, reduce its play cost by 2 if you have Guilmon, Terriermon, Renamon, or Impmon in play. So given the fact that you have 8 Terriermons, it's more often than not going to be a 1-cost hard slam. Your turn, this Digimon cannot attack, but when one of your Digimon Digivolves, you may suspend this Digimon to gain a memory, draw 1, and have one of your Digimon gain plus 3,000 DP for the turn. So not only is this a really easy Alliance target, just because you can play it for 1 and then Alliance off of it, but if you have another Alliance target, then when you Alliance by tapping that, then you can also follow up, tap Kalumon to gain some additional DP, gain additional memory, draw, just a very versatile card overall. It's your cheapest hard slam, so if you need easy Alliance fodder, Kalumon is by far the best way to go about it. And then you play one of Hidden Potential Discovered. Hidden Potential Discovered is, of course, everyone knows, the elusive one of really powerful card. Reduces, by suspending one of your Digimon, you can reduce the cost of your next Evo by 5. The best case scenario for this card is you're going to have your Cherubimon Virtue or Cherubimon Vice, and you're going to Hidden Potential Discovered, and you're going to tap them out, and then evolve into Ruin mode for 0. which is an absolutely insane play because then it's still applying the minus 5,000 DP. If you have something on your board, you can tap out for the cost, and then you can evolve into the Ruin mode without tapping out the level 6. Then you can Evo, apply the minus DP, swing, do the effect, pop itself, apply another minus 5,000 DP. It's almost unplayable for a lot of decks. So Hidden Potential discovered, plus the Ruin mode is just such a powerful 2-package combo that if you can get it off in a lot of games, you'll just single-handedly steal it there. We do play 2 green memory boosts. Of course, check top 4, add a green card. You can cash it in, gain 2 memory. This grabs almost every single card in your deck. The only thing it doesn't grab are, of course, your options and tamers, as well as the Kalimon and Ruin mode, but that's fine, because they are only a small fragment of the deck. Being able to grab a majority of your deck, as well as bank memory, is really, really strong. You could also look into slotting in your Heaven's Judgment if you wanted to for more mass board removal. But this is a much more low to the ground style of alliance where you're just trying to go fast and get as much damage in as possible. You go ahead and you play 2 Mimi. Mimi is just Memory Tamer, which is always very effective, especially into metas where you're getting choked very often, is like in the Hunters, for example. Being able to promote an egg from raising with double Mimi, or depending on like what turn you play the Mimi, promoting at level 3 is really, really strong because it's alliance fodder, as very obviously, and then as well as being able to do that last blow if you need it. And then the final card that we do play, we do only play the 3 Henry and Susie. It's a 4-cost tamer that's start of your main phase. If you have 1 or less Digimon in play, you may play 1 Terrier or 1 Lotmon from your hand without paying its cost. The Digimon played by this effect cannot Digivolve, and at the end of your opponent's turn, delete the Digimon. So really, really strong there in terms of alliance synergy. And then your turn, when one of your Digimon in play that has Terriermon or Lotmon in his sources with Digivolve, by suspending this tamer, reduce the cost by 1. So the thing about Henry and Susie is that it's one of your strongest turn 1 plays, being able to set your alliance up very early on, but the caveat with it is that it's a card that doesn't scale super well because it's a 4 cost to get it reduced by 1, assuming you have multiple, and so that doesn't, you know, if you have multiple stacked up, it doesn't do a lot in terms of that. What's the word? I'm trying to think of the word, but it's like consistent value, right? Having 1 is more than enough on most times. More than 1, you're just losing value. I feel like almost at that point, you're better off just playing another mem boost. So now you can bank for 2. That's only 3 costs, etc. But it's a card that you really want to see on turn 1, so that's why we only play the 3, because it loses value over the course of the game. So that's all for the Alliance deck profile. Thank you so much all for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you are able to use this deck profile to really have some fun in the EX4. And then when we do get that BT13 support, decks like Leopardmon as well as the new Rosemon support, I think can really elevate this deck. So we'll see how it turns out. So thanks for watching. Peace.